Business, a person's occupation, profession, or trade. Connection, a relationship in which a person or idea is linked or associated with something else. Welcome to Business Connection. Each week, our program will offer inspiration to navigate the business world. Information you can use to succeed in any field. And we will help you focus on your goals. Join us now for Business Connection with your host, B.C. Clark.
Well, hello everyone. This is the Business Connection and I'm your host, B.C. Clark. As you know, I interview business owners across the states and resource organizations as well. Today, my guests are two members of the Delta Sigma Theta sorority, and I'm going to have them introduce themselves. Welcome, ladies. I'm glad you're here.
Okay, good morning. Thank you for having us.
Yes.
It's a pleasure to be here. Pleasure to talk with you this morning. I'm Angela Thomas, and I'm representing Delta Sigma Theta sorority Omaha Alumni Chapter. And we have a dynamic program that we have been doing for about 5 years. It's called the Side Hustle Saturday.
Yes.
This is our flyer. It's on Eventbrite in case you haven't had a chance to take a look at it. Check us out. Yeah. But this is our opportunity to promote Black business owners in the community because, all too often, we might need a plumber or an electrician, and we'll drive all the way, 10, 15 miles, out of the way, and we pass 2 or 3 plumbers that are right there in our neighborhood. Yeah. So our main thing this year is promoting the Black business owner and giving them some recognition. And also, we're kind of liking it to introducing you to your business neighbors.
Yes.
These are your neighbors in the community. Let's support them. Let's visit with them and get to know what services and products they have to offer.
Okay.
This is our co-chair.
Okay, I am co-chair. Angela and our very good friends and sorority sisters. Economic Development, and I am Elaine Adams. I am designated chair by Angela of Side Hustle Saturday, but she has a number of initiatives within the chapter for economic development.
Okay.
When I think about it, I'm a native Omahan.
Yes.
And I've seen the changes in Omaha. I have a great deal of history, as I've shared before.
Absolutely.
With you. And really, as we pass by, as Angela said, I passed an ambulance or a carrier of some sort, and I thought, here's the reality. The businesses have been around. They were shade tree. Yeah. Again, not knowing what and whom. But why should one area of our community lack the turnover of the dollar?
Right.
And so Side Hustle Saturday, there's a lot of pieces to why that's so important.
It is.
Our community.
It really is. And I would have to say that I think I've probably gone to all 5, I believe.
And participated.
And the thing that what happens when, what I see is that we're able to support those local vendors that come in. And these are vendors that are in the community. And so we give them an opportunity to showcase their services and their products, but also to introduce their businesses to other people that are just coming to Side Hustle, so that they know they're there. Because oftentimes with small businesses, we don't market, because a lot of times we don't have those marketing dollars to go out and do the big things. However, a lot of people do put it on social media. And so, and that's helping a lot. But when we as organizations put on these type of things, it gives them the opportunity now to be able to show and showcase their products and services. And so that's a great need that we're doing. So I really applaud you all for taking the opportunity and the time to do this. The 5th year.
5th year. Okay, now this year, we're saying we're going bigger and better. We're going to be hosting this at North High School. We have 50 vendor slots available, and they are going fast. We're encouraging small business owners to go to Eventbrite and sign up The price of the table is $100. And also, one of the things that we'd like to point out is that this is the first year we will be offering grants to those vendors that participate, for them to use as seed money to grow and develop their businesses.
Oh, that's amazing. So, and this is the first year for
It's the
that.
first year, yes.
All right. So make sure that you're understanding this. Now, Angela, repeat that again, because I think they see this and they say, okay, I can go vend. But listen at what also they're saying here. They're offering something special this time.
Absolutely, absolutely. And like I said, the grants, we understand that there are a lot of small businesses, and as BC mentioned, a lot of times you don't have marketing money, okay? But like I said, we're growing this thing. It's gotten bigger and bigger every year. And so this year we worked it out and we said, we want to give back to the community. We want to help the businesses grow and develop. And one of the things that, we have to vote with our pocketbook. We have to put our money back into the
That's
community.
right. That's right. That's right. And so tell us how much the vendor booths are.
They're $100.
Talk about Okay, anyway. Yes, so awesome. And so sign up now because it's March 16th.
March 16th.
Starts at what time in the morning? In the
12
afternoon?
until 4.
12
March-
until 4. So you have over 5 hours to be able to showcase and network with other individuals, letting them know what you do, and so that you can have some exposure to your business. And this is a good opportunity.
Also, those individuals that have, goals are when our dreams put on work clothes. And so having you as our keynote speaker and
Thank
other
you guys very
business-
much for that. I'm excited about it. Pictures right here.
Yeah. But even if you have not yet started, but you're in your heart, entrepreneurship is in your heart.
That's right.
Come, because you'll learn from resources, and iron
Yes.
sharpens iron.
Yes.
We not only do we want the businesses, we want the community to come. It's free
Yes.
to the community.
That's right. So admission is free. Anyone can attend this. This is
Absolutely.
a public event.
Absolutely.
All right. But if you want a booth, you want to sign up now. Okay. It's on
Okay.
Eventbrite. Side Hustle Saturday.
Right.
Right.
I want to note too, last year, one of my, a young lady who was one of my students, my background is in education, she wrote a book several years ago, The African American Woman's Guide to Fitness. It was something to that. It was called Just Move, Leslie
Move.
Leach. And so I approached her during Side Hustle Saturday last year, and I said, Leslie, go and promote your book. She just wrote another one, Fasting After 50. And so, and it's on Amazon. And I said, promote your business, your book. She said, I thought it was just for deltas. And I said, we want to make
that's
sure
important, too.
people need
That is
to
important.
know.
Absolutely.
You don't have to be a delta, and we
Okay.
want the men to come out.
Oh, yes. I'm
Let's-
sorry.
yeah,
That's
yes,
something-
Absolutely.
just a-
Let's mention this also. In previous years, we've had a lot of retail product. This year, we also want services. Okay, we want the plumber, we want the electrician,
Yes.
we want the tree
Construction
removals.
workers.
We
Yes.
we want all facets. Anybody that black-owned business that offers a service or product to come out, join us, and let's promote you and your business.
Yes, that's great. I was just going to tell you that I think you and I were on the radio yesterday talking about this. So a young man called me because I guess William gave him my phone number, and he was like, I didn't know anything about this. And I said, yes. I said, do you want a booth? He said, yes. He told me some things that he does. And so I said, so he may have already called that number because I
Okay.
gave him the number to call.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he can
that
register his
goes
booth.
that goes to Elaine. She
Yes,
answers
well,
that.
that number is. So
Okay.
Yes.
You should get that call. And he's a guy that is just starting. He's been doing it, I guess, for over 15 years, but he does gourmet egg rolls.
Oh,
And so he's going to bring a sample on Saturday.
Oh my
Awesome.
God,
Awesome.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
I mentioned to my nephew who has a musical background, and that is his passion. And I've seen him DJ, and I said, Miguel, do you want to get a booth? I said,
Yeah.
that's a service that
Absolutely.
rather than going to
Absolutely.
big business, we can turn that back over
Absolutely.
into our
Absolutely.
community. And I said,
Absolutely.
I am sure
Absolutely.
that as the need grows, we know, and also we talked about once those vendor tables fill up, business cards. Bring your business card.
Absolutely.
If you are
Their
just,
brochures
yes,
and
Right,
brochures.
right.
any type
Right,
of advertising, it's an extravaganza.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's
Right.
always a great, and it's always well attended.
Absolutely.
It's always
Absolutely.
hardly no seating
It is.
when it's done. You know, so it's a great opportunity. So I really don't want you to miss that. You know, I'm always talking usually about business and how you can grow. Now, a lot of times it could be that you're going to these events so that more people know you have to have exposure, especially if you're a small business. You can't sit in your office thinking that, okay, well, I'll just sit here and people are going to come. They don't know you're there.
They don't.
So you have to get out and go to these type of things that they're having that gives you the opportunity to be in charge. You know, own your business. I always say if you're going to own it, you need to act like you own it. So that means doing the things you need to do.
Absolutely.
Make sure you're checking
Absolutely.
your financial, make sure you do, but also making sure you're getting exposure.
You bet.
So make sure you do that. This is really important.
Absolutely.
You know me, I'll be on you if you don't get that done.
And also, one of the things, B.C. Clark is going to be our guest speaker, and one of the things that we looked at when we selected her is that we wanted someone who had already made a tremendous impact
Yes.
on the business community. And B.C.
that.
has been instrumental in, you know, as I say, pulling businesses through, pushing them through, you know, and just helping them
Getting
get off the
funded.
ground. And so we thought that she would be the perfect person to speak at the event. So come out. Not only are we going to be networking, but we're going to be sharing some business tips
Absolutely.
to help you
Absolutely.
grow and promote your business.
Absolutely.
And let me tell you, there is nobody better to do that than B.C. Clark.
Well, appreciate that. Well, they know I kick butt when it comes to business, so I'm not trying to play. But yes, come out because, you know, a lot of times people think that side hustle, oh, you know, it's just my part-time job, something I do. But I want you to be intentional about your side hustle. See, because side hustle, back in the day, when a person had a hobby, when that hobby started to grow and people started to take interest in that, and all of a sudden there was people that want to buy the products, it became a side hustle at that point. See, it's not just I got a part-time job, okay? It is part-time. However, you want to be intentional about it because why? Because you want to be able to take that, if you're really serious, something that you love doing, you have passion behind, you want to take that to the next level. And the next level is business ownership. So there is some intention behind it, and there's tips and tools that you need to make sure you do it successfully.
Absolutely.
And I can't, to me, I've learned so much from my sorority sister, who's also a business owner.
Yes, yeah.
And I learned so much every day. Iron sharpens iron. The biggest room for, in the world is room for improvement.
It's exactly.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I remember, as I said, I'm an educator, but we would go to professional development. But to make it your own, one of the things we knew in education is that teachers learn from other teachers.
Of
And
course.
so iron sharpens, you mesh it to make your own. So we want to see those business owners, this entity, those business owners sharing tips,
Information, yes.
sharing ideas, sharing, networking.
Yes.
We will grow and make a dent in our community. And as Angela has always said, what?
When one of us goes up, everybody goes up.
Absolutely.
When we have a
That's so sure.
successful Black business owner, the whole community
It
benefits.
changes the whole community.
Absolutely.
You know, and when that business can hire one person,
Absolutely.
the impact is unbelievable
Tremendous.
in that community.
It's tremendous.
So, and that's the goal. So we go from hobby to side hustle to business ownership. And isn't that one of the wealth categories?
And that's one of the categories to, one of the primary categories for creating wealth is business ownership.
Yes. And so these things are important. And we're not just sitting here talking about, oh, we're throwing an event. This here is designed and intentional for those entrepreneurs, business owners that are existing. You learn something every day. I've been in business for over 20-some years. Every day I learn something.
Right.
Every day I share something. Okay? Because when you find out something that helps you, well, that same thing can help someone else. So you have to share. Don't be, oh, I'm not going to tell them because they make no. Let's be
Absolutely.
professional, and let's
Absolutely.
be understanding that the more you grow, the person following you grows as well.
Absolutely.
So you want to make sure that,
Absolutely.
as she said, iron sharpens iron. It does. And so let's share the wealth. Let's share the wealth of information that we have. We want to see everybody grow. That's how our whole community grows. We stop hoarding information and start
Absolutely.
sharing information.
Absolutely.
Okay? So just understand that.
BC, when I think back in the day, growing up here in Omaha, you know about jitney drivers,
Yep.
right? Jitney drivers.
They were Uber back in the day.
They were. They were businessmen. They were.
Yep, they were sole proprietors.
They were.
one of them.
They were. Uber, to me, is jitneys. When
Yep.
I see Uber, I think of jitneys. Back in the day, in the black community,
That's
you
what they
couldn't get
used.
cabs.
That was their taxi cab.
That was their taxi cab. And so, and those men would go, the jitney stand,
Yep.
that's a black business.
Business.
So never underestimate what you do, what you love doing,
Yeah.
and how that can turn into
Yes.
a side hustle, can turn into
That's right.
a business, sharing that information. How do
Absolutely.
we get resources, all of it. We want you out
And
there.
remember, a lot of those things that were started in the black community have someone else got the idea. Now it's huge on that other side.
It's
And
migrated.
so just like the Uber,
Yeah.
I mean, it was jitneys for us for years. And we trusted that. We'd pick up the phone and call them, yeah, I need to go this place or that place. And was that now, you have Uber that's doing it. Well, let me tell you, the jitney stands are still out there. And they're still working in our community.
Delivery drivers.
That's right.
Absolutely.
So
That's
let's
right.
go and use our jitney drivers.
Let's
okay?
move it up a
Absolutely.
notch.
Let's move it up a notch.
Move it up a notch.
That's right. Let's make them, and they are business owners, and sometimes they don't know. I got you, Angela. Have a look at that. But anyway, so what are some of the other things that, when you think about side hustle, that you ladies can think of?
Oh my goodness.
Well, go on.
Catering. Catering. A lady that you just, and with your catering, maybe I only bake. I only bake, but you become that master baker. Maybe you decorate. I like decorating.
And what about teaching classes?
teaching?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
And I was telling someone this just yesterday. That's the same thing. She says, "Well, I just bake. I don't do nothing else." And I said, "But how did you learn to bake?" And she said, "Oh, well, I watched my grandmother and my mother."
Yep.
I said, "What kind of skills did that give you?"
Gardening. Master gardener.
Yes.
Any-
And so I think that
Absolutely.
we forget that those skills and talents and abilities that we've been given are to be used.
They are
Right,
hands-on. They
Right.
are hands-on. They are, and even that, as you said, goes to another level. Somebody got it, and people pay for master classes. They
sure do.
You can sign up for master classes. Well, why go all the way out of the community?
No, say it.
when
they're
it's
right
right
there.
there,
Yes.
and it
Right
can
there.
turn into something. Learning from someone else, tips on TV, that all of that. But I know that there's an online entity for master classes.
Yeah.
And oh my goodness, get with someone. I'm sorry.
Collaboration is huge.
Collaborate to
And I think that a
collaborate
lot
and
of
build
times
that
we want to
thing.
stay on the island, but let me tell you, what I found out with collaborations is that everybody wins.
Oh, absolutely.
Everybody wins.
Absolutely.
And so it behooves
Absolutely.
you to get together with 2 or 3 other businesses
Okay.
and put on something where you can, you can see the benefits of it. And it's 2 ways. It's a win-win. It's a win for you because people are finding out about you. It's a win for the community.
Yes.
Because
Okay.
now they're just like, wow, I can go and do this.
And let me mention this. In these economic times, everybody is looking to earn a little extra money.
Yes.
Whether it's through a side hustle. And sometimes you have to consider yourself as a business.
Yeah.
Whether it's BC and Corp or Angela and Corp or Elaine and Corp. Okay.
Right.
And we're doing things, maybe we're picking up all the kids in the neighborhood, good.
Yes.
Maybe we're baking pies and cakes for all the community events.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Those things can be side hustles, can be turned into business ventures.
Yes.
And you just never know where it's going to take you.
right.
Okay.
That's so true.
But take a look at some of the things that you're doing, and you're doing them for free. Okay.
Exactly.
Maybe it's giving all the kids in the neighborhood a haircut.
Yeah.
It's something simple,
It's-
but we all have a gift or talent that, you know, that is unique to us that we can use to earn a little extra
Absolutely.
income. We just have to recognize it.
And I think that we always have to understand that if we're here on earth, we all have a purpose.
Absolutely.
What is that purpose? And it behooves you to find out what that is. But also, what are you good at? What do you love to do? That is ideas for a business. So if you need help
Absolutely.
with that, just let us know. We can
Absolutely.
get things. We can sit down with you and brainstorm. We can
Absolutely.
have you,
Absolutely.
you know, launch in here pretty soon. So don't be afraid to
Absolutely.
talk to people and let them know what your thought process is and what things you want to do. I hear people say, "I always want it," and I always like, "Oh,
Why
I
not?
think I think this," and I always say this. I said, "If you think you can, maybe, but if you believe you can, you will."
Oh, I like that. I like
So
that.
that's my motto.
I like that.
You know,
I like that.
because we can think all day long, but if we believe that we can do it, it will. That's all.
And I believe the whole reason we're here is to help each other. That's the whole reason we're here on earth.
Serve my
And
people. Is
like
that
I
what
said,
he
this
said?
right here is very dear to both of our hearts because we love helping people.
Yes.
And like I said, and we've talked many times about the economic, you know,
Impact.
and you know the communities
developing economically as well.
You know,
Right.
the dollar not flowing through our communities, incomes lower than averages, and so on. And so this is an opportunity for us to do business,
Yes.
do
With
business
each
with
other.
each other.
Yes.
Right. So
Yes.
this is very dear to both of our hearts. It's not just a program that we put on every year. We are very passionate
And intentional.
about the impact that the Side Hustle Charity has on the community.
Right. Yeah. It's amazing. And you're intentional about it.
BC, yesterday, I cannot remember the program that I heard it on, but it was one of the news programs that talked about the housing gap has grown. The ownership, home ownership, the gap for African Americans. So I want to really highlight the reason we say Black owned, because the impact that it has on all aspects of
Yes.
our community.
Right.
Home ownership has gone down in the Black community, whereas home ownership for, and I have to say that, for white, Hispanic, and
gone up.
I forgot the
gone
other
up.
group,
Asian.
Asian, that it has that, but we're at the bottom. And so business ownership, just all aspects, you want to be a part of the pie.
Yes.
So the impact of it's tremendous. And when we talk about passion, Angela always, along with other people, you've heard me mention education probably 3 times in this conversation. When I get to talking about education, then I light up. That's what people tell me. She lights up.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And when I talk about parent engagement, I light up. I could talk all day about it. And then
And
someone said, turn it into an opportunity.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely.
And you did.
Yeah,
And I did.
Absolutely.
I did. PhDs.
Yeah. That's
Learned
it.
some,
You know,
practices
it's
for
so
how
funny
you develop
because I
with
think at
students.
one time where it looked like home ownership for African Americans was trying to go up, I'm just wondering, when I saw that, because I did see that, I'm wondering if it's because younger people feel like they don't want to own a home. They'd much rather, you know, have a condo that they don't own or something like that. But here's the thing. If you're talking about building wealth, there are 3 things, and Angela says them best. Go ahead, Ange.
Okay, what are they? The 3 primary ways to build wealth is real estate, business, and investments. Okay.
That's it.
Okay. And the piece that we're emphasizing now is the business
Business piece.
aspect,
Absolutely.
business piece of it.
Because from business, you can go on to own a home.
Absolutely.
You can go on to begin to
Absolutely.
invest. And don't let people tell you, oh, you have to have a whole lot of money to invest. No, you don't. We don't.
No.
So start here.
Start
if you have
here.
a business, if you have an idea for a business, you know, entrepreneurship is in your heart, then attend this. Because you're going to learn so much information.
You will.
That you'll be calling me to help you get started in business. I just want to say
Let me
that.
mention, and I always say that, we're in the business of ourself. BC Incorporated. And some people say, well, I can't sell. Okay, it's the selling piece of the business that turns a lot of people off. We're always selling. You're
Always.
selling every day.
I don't know why people
you're
say that.
selling
They
your
do say
kids
it.
on getting an education.
That's right.
You're selling yourself to your employer.
Employer.
Okay.
Yes.
Everybody is
We have
selling.
sales
So when we
experience.
say that we can't sell, yes, we can.
Yes.
That can't
Everybody
has to go.
is selling on a daily basis.
That can't. And those are words that we have to stay away from. Can't, don't,
Yes.
think, I think, I can, I think I, no. I believe that I can do this.
believe
Let's
I
go do it.
I
Okay?
believe I can.
Yes, I believe I can.
And surrounding yourself with people who are uplifting
Yes.
because they believe. Because we have to hear it, we believe it,
And
we
receive it.
That brings up, that raises that bar, surrounding the encouragement
Yes.
and encouraging each
And
other.
don't let people discourage you about something you feel really strongly in your heart. Because if that's something that God had put in your heart, then that's something you're supposed to do. And He didn't give it to them, He gave it to you. So you have to be you
Right.
and work it out. Okay?
Somebody else tells Jory, hey, what do you do here?
Yes.
Oh, I don't want to give away my secret. Okay, but you can watch, we can share. Because there is enough,
For
the
everybody.
harvest is pretty full.
It is.
And that's another thing. There is enough business
Oh, yes.
for everybody. Okay.
Business is good in this part of the town, the
Oh,
area.
absolutely.
Omaha, Nebraska. We have a lot of business opportunity here. And so
Absolutely.
we need to make sure that we take advantage of it. Well, ladies, I tell you what, this has been an amazing time. Side Hustle Saturday, March 16th, 12 to 4?
12 to 4.
12 to 4. Be there. Come out and
North
support
High
the local
School.
people. You be a vendor. Network with other people. Get to know other folks. Okay? This is something that is huge in our community, and we need to take advantage of it. March 16th, and there's a QR code. You probably can't see it here, but go to Eventbrite, and you can find it there.
Go to Delta
Ladies-
Sigma Theta.
Delta Sigma
And
Theta.
then from there, there's a scroll down to Side Hustle
Side
Saturday.
Hustle Saturday. All right. Thank you, ladies. I really appreciate you
Oh,
guys being
thank
here.
you. Thank
guys are
you for
awesome.
the opportunity.
I can't wait to
And,
go myself.
Well, we
I've been-
can't.
I've
we
been
can't
putting my
wait
little
to
stuff
hear
together
you.
in my little.
Oh my
You
goodness.
got so
PowerPoint.
much to share.
Let me
I got
tell you.
stuff to say.
Okay. And let me tell you, it will be good.
Yes.
It will be good.
It will
Thank
be good.
you.
Well, great.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Yes, yes. And thank you for watching. We'll see you at the next Business Connection. It may be you.
Love
So
it.
let's see you when you come.